In this quick video I thought I'd take a look at a technique, possibly a couple of techniques I use to get ankles. There we go, that's one I did earlier. Get ankles into the greaves. Now in most cases the greave will look like this, and you'll have one half forward, one half back with the ankle bone put into both halves, but occasionally you come across them like this, with this sort of lobe going around here, and the ankle on that side in its entirety. What I want to do is just concentrate though on how to get that shape into the ankle, regardless of whether it's a half or a full like this. So what I like to take them along a bit further than this normally, but they're over here, so let's try it. I'm going to put an ankle in here. Now I've measured it up with the customer, we've tried it on, we know that's where his ankle is, and I would suggest that's the best thing to do. Rough out the greave and then put it on them and literally draw a circle where their ankle is, and then you can't go wrong. But if that's not a luxury, you have to figure that out, and we'll see a way of knocking in on this side and then possibly one on this side. Use a couple of different techniques. So the first technique is probably the simplest. I use a block of lead. You can see I think I've done one at the back here in the past for this. A block of wood will do, just go into the grain. I just use blocks of lead because I've got loads of them from the courses I do at West Dean. So anyway, so I've got my ankle. Now this is one of those lobed ankles I was talking about, and I've got that there. I've marked it with the customer. There's still a lot of trimming up to do to this, and usually I like to have the crease in and this all planished before I do this, but you know, it's where we're at the moment, so let's have a play. I put my finger on there, and then so I'm looking straight across. I can see that about there is my ankle. Okay, and there's the other one there. So he's fairly standard. It's low and back for the outside, high and forward a bit for the ankles. The ankles aren't directly opposite one another, is what I'm talking about there. So I've got my mark there. Now this will disfigure and move all of this material around. So put the lid back on my pen. Don't do anything with the other half. Leave them as is, because then this one becomes the master for this one. If you go altering both, you can lose where you are, and I know that this fits the customer because he's been in for a fitting. It's very straightforward on this. Get it nicely supported on the lead, and I've got a ball peen here that I like the shape of for this, and you literally just pop it in. No need for heat, this is just mild steel. Go slow and steady. If you smash the hell out of this, what'll end up is you'll miss shoot and it'll all end up poked about. So just get into it. There you are. What I tend to do, if it's a carbon steel ankle that I'm putting in, heat it up and use a block of wood. Now if you've got some lead like this, you can see how it starts to move down. That does make it a bit easier for doing them, but what can happen if you're not careful and you use a previous dent you've made is you end up more of a blancmange mould than a nice crisp ankle. So carry on dropping it in. I mean, in this instance he doesn't really need them because we've tried these on and they were a comfortable enough fit, but the original we're going from has them, so we'll give it a push again. What tends to happen when you're working with a hammer is because you're laying into the work, you tend to find one side develops quicker than the other. So I'll just give this a screw up. So it's a good idea to flip it around, stay in the same place yourself, get a firm grip and touch in from another angle. Really is that straightforward. Now if you don't trust yourself to freehand one of these in like I'm doing here, that big a deal, let me just get the other hammer, which I should have had ready. Nope, I can't find him. I've managed to misplace the other hammer. But all it was, oh there he is, hang on. I may edit that out or leave it in just to show that things go wrong. What you do now, this is going to be difficult to do because we've got a double lobe on this side. So we've got a very pronounced lobe on this side and not such a pronounced lobe on that side. But what you do, get yourself trued up, get everything in. Now being careful not to squash that because that would be really irritating. Especially if I do it on camera. Let's give it a try. I just tap it in like that. So there we go. Got the beginnings of our ankle. I want it a little more pronounced than that. So what I'll do, a nice ball peen, which has got a smaller ball peen on the end there. Put it on again and just try and come more straight down into it just to give it a little push. And there you go. Nice simple way to pop in an ankle bone.